Cooking with Gratitude show, and we have savory dishes. Now it's time for something sweet. And our next guest is a rising food star whose cooking is influenced by her Ethiopian upbringing, as well as eating, cooking, and absorbing cultures in her travels all over the world. Well, now she's executive chef at Have and Mar, one of the hottest seafood restaurants in New York City, where she says she's grateful to work in a kitchen with other women of color. Please welcome back to the show, Fariyal Abdullahi. Come on out, Fariyal. You dressed up for Thanksgiving.
They dressed up for fam always brings it, okay.
You know, I have to make this point because I said, you know, you are grateful to be able to work in the kitchen with other women of color. And let me be clear to our audience why that's important. There are only a handful of Black female executive chefs.
Yes.
And even fewer just women of color who are executive chefs in the kitchen. So you bring so much texture to your cooking. You moved to the U.S. from Ethiopia. You were 16.
Yes.
Look at this baby. And part of your gratitude is food source, where our food comes from. That's a part of your gratitude.
Yes. So growing up in Ethiopia, I was very close to my food source. Yeah. I typically knew the people that grew the food. Yeah. Or even our protein source. Growing up, my mom would pick us up from school and we would go to the mutton farm once a week and pick the mutton that we would consume for that week. So it would get, this is a little gruesome, but it would get slaughtered in our home and butchered in our home. So since I was a baby, I knew that life was being lost in order to nourish me. And that was ingrained in me since I was a child. And
that gratitude of really where food comes from is important because, I mean, you have kids who only have seen green beans out of a can. And that's not their fault. It's just our society that we live in. You go to the supermarket and pull it off. So it shaped how intentional you are about your cooking.
Very intentional.
Okay, I am intentional about sweets.
We got sweets for you today,
and
Tamron.
I love that you're making baklava.
Yes.
And this is tied to the fact that Ethiopia, heavily influenced by Italian and Greek influence, because a lot of people think baklava, they don't think Ethiopia.
At all, no. So yes, I'm very proud to say that Ethiopia is the only country in Africa that has never been colonized. So we have very little influence in our food from outside world, except for our desserts.
Wow.
So we do tiramisu and we do baklava.
Oh, I love that. All right, so let me go through, you're gonna take me through your recipe.
Yeah, so first thing we're gonna do is the step that takes the longest, which is the syrup.
Okay.
So you're gonna put your honey, water, and then a lot of traditional recipes, they also have sugar, but I think that's too sweet.
Okay.
So I just stick with honey.
I always wonder what chefs do on Thanksgiving. I mean, you're working in the restaurant, and I mean, this place is hard to get a reservation, get ready for a year wait. But you, Marcus Samuelson, have done such a great job with the seafood. What do you like cooking on holidays?
Tamron, can I tell you, my family gets so mad at me because I do not cook on Thanksgiving. No.
Who does the cooking?
Everybody else.
Everybody else, I like it.
It's just one night off. Can I please not cook for
I give you that.
200
I give
people.
You that. So you got a little cinnamon in this?
Cinnamon stick, put in a little bit of vanilla. Okay. I put in lemon juice just to cut the sweetness.
Oh.
And then you just let this reduce for a couple of hours, but on very low heat. And then we're gonna work on our filling. So the fun thing about baklava is you could use your favorite kind of nuts.
Okay.
So I love pistachios. And I do walnuts to bring in a little bit of a crunch because pistachios are softer.
Yeah.
So walnuts bring that texture that you want.
So I just put whatever kind of nuts you like.
Dump it right in.
I like that there are no rules to it because I happen to love walnuts.
Yeah.
I'm a mild fan of pistachios, but I like the blend. I like this. I like this combo.
Okay. Then a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
Cinnamon and cloves. So all the warm spices.
Okay, all the warm spices. And then we pop this on.
Give it a little blitz.
I'll help you out because you don't like cooking on Thanksgiving. Let me help you. All right.
Yep. Yeah. Look at that.
Well, I didn't want to make it.
my sous chef.
I know.
No big deal.
I'm honored. Okay, so do I make it?
That's perfect.
Okay, Because we don't want to over blend it, right?
do
you
not.
want the texture.
You
okay.
still want
got
it, yeah.
Okay, so we got that, and this is what it looks like once we're done.
This is what it looks like.
Give it a little pulse there.
You know you need a lot of butter when you're baking pastries.
Okay, I like that, because you had me a little nervous when you said you want to take the sweet out. I was like, wait a minute
not
now.
too
Okay.
sweet, Tamron.
All right, here we go. We got our butter.
Okay, so the first layer is going to be 8 layers of phyllo dough. Each layer gets butter. So the bottom layer has 8 layers because it's the one that's going to carry all the layers that come after it.
Right.
So you need it to be nice and sturdy. Yeah. So I have 6 layers right now.
And I, again, love things like this because you can get kids to help you out. So they're not like, you're trying to do Thanksgiving dinner and they're doing something and getting in trouble. You're like, no, come do this. Butter this. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, nice generous. Like, don't you love the smell of that butter?
I was going to tell you, that butter smells so good.
Just on its own.
This is so delicate. I never realized how intricate. I eat it a lot, but I've never launched into making it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have gratitude when you're making this because it takes time. So then you're just going to sprinkle a generous amount of the filling. And once it's nice and covered, you're gonna do more layers.
So we just keep layering it from there?
Keep layering.
Okay, go on screen, grab your phone, look for the QR code, the recipe is there. We're gonna keep layering over. In the break, I will taste for you. You're welcome. We'll be right back. You're so generous.
One thing I'm grateful for, and this may sound strange, is breath. Imagine not having it, being able to take a deep breath and just live. As I breathe, I fuel my body, I refresh my mind, I get oxygen to my muscles, and before I get to anything else, just remembering just to breathe. This season is crazy and life is crazy, but you've got breath in your body. That means you've got another chance, another opportunity to be great.
Fariyal Abdullahi, the executive chef of one of New York City's hottest seafood restaurants, Have and Mar. And before we went to break, we were adding layers upon layers to her baklava. And now we're finishing it up here. So you have how many layers?
So you get 8, then 4, then 4, and then 8 again. So
I did poorly in math, so that's the 8 before. Okay, like somebody else do the math for it.
It's a lot.
All right, so you've done that.
So then after you get your last 8th layer, this is when you cut it. You could decide how big or small you want it. There's no rules.
Just depends on how many people you have at your party. You can make a bigger chunk, bigger slices to or bigger little pieces to. Okay, got it.
Also, if you want to be fancy, you could cut it diagonally too.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to cut mine into diamond shapes.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you.
Right?
You're an executive chef and I'm an executive eater. Okay.
So once you're done cutting, you're going to pop this in the oven for about an hour until it's golden brown delicious at 350 degrees.
And then once you take it out, it puffs up. Look at that. All right.
That's golden brown delicious.
That's golden brown delicious. And we finish it up.
As soon as it comes out of the oven, that's when you pour your syrup all over it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a key point. Now, as soon as you pull it out of the oven, you want to add this syrup on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when it absorbs all the syrup right away, right when it's warm.
This almost looks too pretty to eat. It's so beautiful.
No, we're going to eat it.
Okay,
Yeah. So once you finish with your syrup, then you have to get that last layer.
Oh, wow. You hear that little crunch there?
Yeah. Okay. And then the fun part, Tamron?
Is it time to eat? Okay, thank you. All right. So I have to tell you. I'm looking at this.
Yes.
That's why you need those 7 layers.
You need the bottom layers to be that thick. Otherwise, this would have fallen apart when you picked it up.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to taste
that. That would have been embarrassing.
Another.
I'm going to have one, too. Do you hear the crunch? No. I'm just going to start throwing it out to the audience.
This is so delicious. So, first of all, the sweetness is perfect. It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, you do such great philanthropic work. You have an organization, a non-for-profit, where you are giving back to children in Ethiopia.
Yes.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you. So, this is a show about gratitude, right? And I think gratitude is a verb. in its most sincere form, there's no way you can be grateful and not pay it forward.
Yeah.
You really have to.
And you're helping families in rural areas.
Of Ethiopia, yeah. So my friends and I started a nonprofit called Take Care of Home, where we build schools in rural parts of Ethiopia where kids don't have access to education.
Wow.
So we just built our 9th school this year.
They just built their 9th school. Well, listen, you obviously are extremely talented, but that your heart is so pure and beautiful is why we love you. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you're in New York City, be sure to check out Have and Mar. If you're planning a trip to New York, call right now and get your reservations. I don't care if you're coming in 2 years because you're going to need that wait time. Thank you, Chef. Congratulations on all that success. Shout out to our friend Marcus Samuelson as well.